Hey, what's happening? What's up? This is Andrew Bora coming live, Bora Fitness, Glencoe, Illinois. Today, we're going to break down the differences between a dead stop clean and a hip hinge clean. So neither are either right or wrong. It comes down to preference, and I'd say if you're going for higher reps, the hip hinge clean is going to be more efficient. The hip hinge, you're getting more your glutes, your hamstrings, your core doing the work, and also you'll start to feel your forearms when you're doing higher reps. So I'm going to stand lateral so you can kind of see what my hips are doing here. So I'm standing 2 feet behind the kettlebell there to initiate the movement, and I'm coming right back. Boom, and then I'm popping my hips to generate the momentum up. So notice with the hip hinge clean, there's this arc happening. Boom. I'm going to turn to face this way so you can see what my hand's doing. So this arc motion that's happening, it's almost like I'm dropping the bell and then I'm catching it about waist level with the tip of my fingers. So initially it's nice to practice this with a lighter bell so you can kind of feel all the nuances of that movement. Boom. Versus a dead stop from the floor. We have it here next to us or maybe a little bit in front of us, and we're coming, boom, we're relying more on our upper back, our shoulder to do the movement. Boom, setting it down. So it's a little bit more of a vertical straight up and down versus the hip hinge. You're getting this kind of arc pendulum motion going. So I encourage you to experiment with both, particularly if you are not familiar with the hip hinge. This is an opportunity to really get some reps in and get a feel for that. I'm going to take a little bit closer step to the camera so you can see with even greater detail what my hands are doing with the hip hinge. In the previous video, we talked a little bit about our hand insertion. So we have it sitting here at the bottom of the palm at the top. So it takes a little bit of coordination to drop it, catch it with your fingertip, and as you come back up, slide your hand through that window, boom, and have it sit here. Versus, boom, having it sit on our shoulder. Our shoulder is kind of muscling it here. When we're doing the hip hinge clean, notice where my elbow is resting on my abdomen there, so it's almost like my hips like a shelf. I'm pushing my hips forward a little bit, which might feel awkward initially. Boom. So it's all about that initial, at the very bottom of the swing, that thrust of the hips forward is what's generating the power versus kind of squatting up with the vertical style dead stop clean. So that's a lot of information. Why don't you, when you have an opportunity, grab a 10 kilogram, start working on the nuances, the shifting of the bell, the handle from here to the fingertips, keeping the weight close to your center here. You want to keep the weight as close as you can to your pelvis to make sure your glutes and your hamstrings are moving away. This is Andrew Bora signing off.